Hi, everyone. It's last Sunday of the month. We have Reiki Energy Ball Healing. Um, the energy is going to be amplified by this full moon as well as the eclipse. And of course, the Halloween energy where the veil is thin. So it's going to be pretty amplified here. So, anybody who would like to have a Reiki Energy Ball sent to them, just put your name in the comments, especially if you're in my Facebook group, because it doesn't, the streaming platform I have doesn't have permission to show names, but it shows everywhere else. So if you can put your name and yes, I'd like to receive an energy ball, please do that in the comments. Awesome. Hi, Randy. I'm just checking my Facebook group here to see if anybody does comment. I better turn that volume down. Okay, there we go. I'm just connecting here. Okay. Just wanted to make sure there's nothing in the group going on yet. All right. So I will send some energy healing to you. Thank you, Reiki. So it's on its way to you, Randy. I felt a little bit of a release through the shoulder blades for you as well. You're welcome. I'm just checking to see if anybody else has popped on yet as well. Oops. Good. So right now the energy is pretty amplified and pretty intense between the moon and the eclipse and the Halloween. This is why I'm wearing my little Halloween hat. You can't see it unless I sit far back here, but need to have a little bit of fun too with the energies while we're being affected by them. A lot of emotions, of course, are coming up with the full moon, and thank you. So we do have a lot of emotional energy that can come up from this type with the full moon, as well as the eclipses. A lot of shadow work that comes up when both are arriving at the same time. With when we have that dark aspect, it brings up that shadow aspect for us to look at and heal things. Right now, it's a good time to do a lot of journaling, and also to take time to, as you journal and release things, to, if you have the opportunity and the chance, to burn that, if you can do that safely in a fire pit. That's always helpful. And if you can't burn it, even just ripping it into tiny pieces and releasing it will also help if burning it's not an option. And again, it's all about attention. Intention is the key to everything. And if you're asking for it to be released, it's released because you have that intention of it. And even if you're not able to do something physically or perfectly, the intention is the most important part. And there's something else I was going to add to that. Yeah, and sort of part of with the Halloween energy, that's a lot of that's connecting with your ancestors and calling in those loved ones to help assist us through releasing, but also we can also help to assist any of the ancestors by doing our work and healing, but also assisting them if they feel stuck in crossing over. So we can ask them to go to the light and cross over, so that they can move on and go on to their next stages of life or their cycle. And so it's beneficial for both. And there's such power in connecting with the ancestors on your journey as well as theirs. And so some of the releasing that you can do right now is just filling yourself up with air, breathing in, taking a deep breath in, and sort of counting to the count of 5, and then releasing. And you can visualize that air blowing out. You can visualize it with a fire breath being burned and released into being transmuted into love, so that you're releasing that from your body and being transmuted to love. So breathing in, count of 5, and then out. And that releasing that fire energy and burning that off. So you can do that too. So even when you're writing your letters or writing the words, so if you can't write it, think of those words or think of those sentences, and then using the fire breath and burn it off, release it. It's gone. And that's powerful with the moon energy as well. Because with the moon energy, which is emotional energy, and that we're bringing up within ourselves, and then releasing that energetic um, negativity and releasing it so that that no longer serves us, and using the fire energy. So we have the balance of the fire and the water, and also the air as well, because you're using the breath. So I've just seen a couple more people popping on. And if you would like a Reiki energy ball, just say that you would like to receive it in the comments. And if you're in my Facebook group, if you can add your name in there as well, because it's just so that I know who is asking. So we're just talking about a little bit of the Halloween energy while we were waiting for people to pop on, and releasing with the full moon, and doing some journaling and using the breath of fire to also help to release, because fire can help transmute that energy. Awesome. If you can put I just saw someone post that they would like some Reiki energy. Can you just post your name there for a second, just so I know who's asking, because I can see you're from my group. Just so I know who I'm sending it to. Okay, there we go. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Karen. And thank you, Reiki. So it's on its way to you, Karen. Welcome. Hope both of you are feeling lighter and more energy. I'm just seeing if anybody else is going to pop on. And how's everybody doing with the energy that's happening this weekend and the Halloween energy? You know, for me, Halloween is fairly intense energy for me. And November 1st. So, yeah. So we have Karen who's feeling grumpy and Randy's experiencing fatigue. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And with the full moon, you can think of it if you're, it does open us up. And again, that, like I was saying before, with the eclipse energy, it does bring up the shadow energy for us to kind of look at. And with a lot of the energy that's going on in the world as well, we're feeling a little bit, a little more open, a little more anxiety as well with some of the energy. So and as empaths, we're often transmuting that energy on behalf of others. So sometimes we can take on that energy of other people, and we're trying to transmute it even when we don't know that we're trying to transmute it. It's just what we do. And that's also why we can feel tired as well, because we're doing a lot of that transmuting for ourselves, but also for everybody else. So it's just remembering it's really important to do some energy clearing, cutting cords as much as possible, envisioning yourself with some white light around you for extra protection. Some of the things you can do, that if you don't have crystals, you can use just regular table salt as help for protection. So you can either carry it on yourself, a little container with some salt, or you can put some salt in the corners of your house for extra protection, or wherever you tend to spend a good portion of your time in your home. It helps. If you have any bells or anything like that going around, if you have any bells, you can go through your house with that to clear energy as well. And you can kind of see how that, what's nice about the bells is you can kind of literally hear, I have a little bell here. You can literally hear the difference in the energy. So if you have a little bell, but if you don't have a bell, you can use your hands and go through the space and clear it. But what's interesting is hearing the bells. So it should ding really easily, like that, really fast if it's clear. And what often happens if it's not clear, it'll clunk and just get literally stuck, and you'll be trying to move it. So me turning it sideways, sometimes that's what it'll sound like when it's stuck energy, but you're still holding it this way. So it is nice to kind of clear that. And that, so it's always nice to do it sort of clearing regularly, just especially for empaths, because we do take on that energy. And for cord cutting, there's different ways of cord cutting. So if you're cutting cords with sort of people you've just met, so if you've had a particular bad experience in, you've gone to the mall, someone's cut you off, you can do a quick cord cutting because that cord is really thin. It's like very fine, almost like we'll say like taking a piece of your hair. It's that thin. So just envisioning, you can call in Archangel Michael to come in and assist you if that's comfortable. So you can call him to assist you in cutting cords and using his sword, or you can use giant golden scissors to cut the cords, and ask him to cut the cord for you, or you can visualize yourself doing it. Either one that feels the most comfortable to you. The more heart-centered cords that you have, they tend to be thicker cords because they're like little strands and they keep making layers. So the cords can become quite thick, especially heart and family connections. The cords can be quite thick. So you need to do cord cutting a little more frequently so that you can kind of cut gently away. So it's not as of a shock to your system. So you would sort of do that, call on Archangel Michael, or just envision yourself with your protection team and cutting the cords with a giant sword or with golden scissors, and cutting that cord, each layer. So just envision it. So if you remember a piece of string which has many different layers to the string, and it's sort of, as you unwind it, there's several of them. So a thicker cord is similar to that. So you want to trim a little bit at a time so it's not jolting. And when you do that, you also want to seal the ends from you as well as the other person with love and light, so that it's a closed wound for both of you. And I always like to send back the energy, and I always like to send it back better than it came to me, because obviously if that person's not the best for you, they also need a healing. And it's just the way that I do things, and sort of what's theirs is theirs and what's mine is mine. And I like to seal that off and say, sending love and light back to them for the highest and best. I would ask them to receive it better than it was sent to me. So, and just so that I feel better, and because obviously that other person needs a healing, because if they're being that negative, they're hurting as well in some way. I would say, so if you're doing a heart connection, do your cord cutting. I would say do it. You could do it daily, particularly if you're doing if it's a heart connection, and do it bit by bit. So you can just, you would just call in Archangel Michael and say, or your spiritual guiding. What I usually generally do is call in my spiritual healing guiding protection team. So I will say, I'm calling in my spiritual healing guiding protection team to assist me with whatever it is I'm wanting assistance with. So if it's cord cutting, could you please help me to cut the cords with whoever it is? And if it's a group of people, I'm asking to cut the cords with that group of people, whether I know them or not. So cutting cords with, and often I'll do this even when I'm driving my car. Please cut the cords with anything or anybody who is not for the highest and best for me at this time. And then they'll assist with that cord cutting. but sometimes you need to do it often, depending on the circumstances. And the more that it's a heart connection, it takes a little more time to cut that bigger cord. If they're not people that you know, but you have there's a connection there that is not of the highest and best, that cord won't be as thick, so it'll be easier to release and cut that cord. But always send it back better than it came. Yeah, you can do it daily. Especially if you're an empath, it's important. It's ideal if you do it daily. Because we don't always realize what we're taking on. I mean, even just those connections, like I said, just going to the grocery store, someone standing in line, you know, they will connect to us because we are empaths. And that energy can take away from us. So it's just nice to cut the cord, especially if it's been a negative experience. It really is important to kind of do that cord cutting. And you'll know when you'll kind of know when you don't need to do it, because you're not feeling, if you're feeling heavy, you need to do it. If you're not feeling that heaviness, you may not need it. But it's important if you're feeling sort of heavy and feeling drained and your energy is feeling drained, then go through your cord cutting. And often I will do, if I'm not sure where it's coming from, I will do that. Like I was saying earlier, I would call in my spiritual healing guiding protection team to cut all cords that are not of the highest and best, and please send back love and light to whoever and whatever needs it, including myself. Because it's always good to include yourself in that healing, in that love and light as well. Because often we do everything else for everybody else and forget to do it for ourselves. And we often need those little reminders to do that for ourselves. I'm just doing a little quick check, seeing if anybody else wants a Reiki energy ball before we wrap up. I'm just checking my group here, just in case I've missed anyone. Yeah, it does seem unfair, but the thing is, most times the people who are doing that are hurting, and they actually end up needing more. They need love and light to shift their energy, to make them a better vibration. And if they're meant to receive it, they'll receive it. If they're not meant to receive it, they won't receive it. But it also keeps your vibration higher by doing it. And it's more important to keep your vibration higher by sending that love and light. Because by lowering your vibration by not doing that, it's not helping you. So it becomes a win-win, honestly, when you send the energy back better than it came to you. Yeah, it's hard when you have those negative experiences. People, I've gotten caught into that sometimes, especially when I'm driving. The energy of traffic can be crazy, and you want to get in that energy of and be in that same energy, but then it's, how is that benefiting me or anybody else? I'm just amplifying that negative energy and making it the stronger energy, where I want to focus on the energy being positive. And I can't be positive if I'm staying in that negative energy. So by me shifting my energy, and often when I'm driving, I'm literally saying, I'm surrounding my vehicle with a bubble of protection of 5 feet or more in all directions of time and space. I'm asking that everyone else who is traveling that day, that their vehicle is also filled in that bubble of protection. so that they have a great day. And anybody else who in the world, and I surround the world with that as well, so that again the world shifts. So I shift my energy. Hopefully, I'll shift anybody else so they'll have a better day, and then I hope to shift the world as well, so that the world has better energy. So I can't force it, but I can definitely do my part to make things better. And that will make me feel better just by my vibration being higher. And hopefully that becomes the thing that's contagious, is love and light. And that's my own ultimate goal, is that love and light be contagious. So that's where I come from. And that's my goal. And that's why I like doing these Reiki energy ball healing, because if I can lift my energy and lift your energy, then you're going to spread that energy to whoever you meet or connect with as well, so that love and healing energy can become the contagious thing. And we need a lot more of that right now. And just want to mention that on Wednesdays, I do a meditation on Zoom at 9 o'clock every Wednesday. It's free. And that's my intention with that class is also to help raise the vibration by just people coming to join and get whatever they need out of the meditation. It's a short meditation because I want meditation to not be hard, that it can be done quickly and you get exactly what you need, and that you get to share with other people in that experience, and you get to share whatever comes up in that meditation if you choose to. And if anybody would like to join the meditation, it's on Wednesdays, and you can just go to empoweredintention.com/shop to book into that appointment to sign up, and it's free. So I'm just checking in to see if anybody else wants to notification for the lives or for the meditation. Because meditations are on Zoom. So if anybody wants to come on there. And the Facebook lives, generally I do them on the last day. I'm never meditation, Randy. Yeah, just go on to my you want to go onto the booking page. It's 9 a.m. on Wednesdays, and you can just sign up there. And then it'll give you a notification of and reminders of when they're happening. But it's every Wednesday. And if I'm not free, then I do have someone who covers me if for some reason I'm not available. But most of them I do myself. And I see somebody else has popped on. Yeah, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 9:30. They're generally a half hour meditation. So there's a little card reading. I do a little card reading first, and then we do the meditation 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And then sometimes the chat lasts a little bit longer afterwards, till about maybe 10 to 10. But you don't have to stay for that part if you don't want to. But it's 9 a.m. every Wednesday. And I see someone in my Facebook group, I think that's just posted that they'd like an energy ball. Can you just type in your name so I can see who just asked? Because in my Facebook group, it doesn't give me the name. And I just have to, because I have it on my phone, but I have to keep refreshing to see. So it doesn't always show everything. Okay, it's Tina. Okay. All right, Tina. It's on its way. Thank you, Reiki. It's on its way to you, Tina. Little Halloween fun, Tina. There we go. Little steampunk. Awesome. Just one more minute to see if anybody else pops on, or you have another question before we wrap up. I see a couple of people on. So if anybody would like a Reiki energy ball, just say that you'd like to receive one. And if you're in my Facebook group, if you want to just put your name in there as well, just so I can know who it's for. Because it's just in my group that it doesn't show, it just says Facebook user. It doesn't actually say who it is. So if you're in my group, just say who you are and that you'd like to receive it. And if you're on my page or on YouTube, then it'll just show your name. All right. Okay. Oh. Yes, I can do that, Tina. I'll send one for Melissa. Thank you, Reiki. So I asked for the Reiki energy to, if Melissa's open to receiving it, that she receives it because you're asking on her behalf. And if it's not meant for her, that it be sent to someone who is open to it. So I always preface that if we don't have permission from, if I don't have direct permission from somebody, that it, if they're not open to receiving it, that it does go to someone who is. So I always like to preface that. So for anybody who received Reiki today, make sure you drink lots of water. If you're feeling not grounded, just envision your feet having roots deep into Mother Earth, spreading far and wide. You can eat something that's grounding, like nuts or seeds or an apple, or any kind of root type of fruit or vegetable. All of those help to add additional grounding, so that if you're feeling floaty or flighty or in any way floaty, that will help to ground you. The Reiki energy will it's sent to you today, but it also works over time. So it's depending on how open you are, it can work instantly, but it can also work over a period of time as your body needs to receive it. And so that's how Reiki energy does work. It's not necessarily instantly. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it works over time, and it continues to work over time. So just being open to it. Again, drink lots of water, have something to help you ground a little bit, or envision the roots deep into Mother Earth, just so that you feel nicely grounded. And I will see you. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you the end of the last Sunday of the month again to do this again. And enjoy your Halloween and the full moon energy and the eclipse energy. And I will talk to you soon. And if you want to join me on Wednesdays for Wednesday meditation, just go to empoweredintention.com/shop, and you'll see my calendar there, and you can sign up for that, and it's free. So see you again. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Enjoy your day. Bye for now.